Hey, it's Katie Moran. Here's your heartfelt lift. I'm here today with.
I'm Crissi Boyer. I'm a fourth degree black belt, and I empower kids and adults to be more safe, confident, and strong.
That's so
I'd
important.
like to, it is so important because so much of today's society is about comparing ourselves to others, right? And the comparison can be that thief of joy. And kids are learning early to look for the approval on social. The parents are kind of sharing a lot of stuff. It can be really detrimental to our self-esteem when we keep comparing so much.
How can we stop comparing ourselves?
That's a great question. I think that building yourself into who you are, where you can believe in yourself. And this is the first time in my life where I can honestly say that I like who I am and I'm pretty freaking awesome. And I have decided to stop letting others take that from me.
What would you
And I've,
say is the roadmap to getting to a place where you can say that you like yourself?
I think you have to learn to speak about your best qualities and journal and kind of keep going through a period of growth. For me, one of the biggest things was this week, I think. I was working with a course, a speech course, and they mentioned that you only have to know 10% more than everybody else. And that was huge to me because I was thinking about all the things I know 10% more about than most people. And as I went through my list and just was journaling and kind of putting it all out there, it impacted me
Mm,
deeply. And then I started thinking about all the experience I've had compared to other people who make a lot of money. All the time you think of doctors, lawyers, they make a lot of money and they haven't had half the experience I've had in the field that I'm an expert in, that I work with people every day. And it really empowered me to recognize my value, and sitting down and just doing that on paper and looking at it physically changed my perspective on so many things.
yeah, I have a friend and mentor who used to call it an achievement dump, where you just put everything you've achieved, whether it's like at the end of the year, what you achieved that year, or if you're looking to grow in your whole life. But I do have one question. What would you say to someone who thinks the idea of growth is scary and evokes a lot of fear in them?
Everybody has different places that they come from and that they start with, and choosing to just take one step that you feel comfortable with helps you down that next step, whatever it is. Sometimes we feel like others are going to judge us when we're working on our growth. Sometimes we feel like we're not deserving, which is another step that I took to actually picture myself deserving what I'm working towards. And that was powerful to me as well. But I think that I would just tell them to, let's work together. If it was somebody I was mentoring, or if I was just talking to somebody, I would say find a place you're comfortable with and start there, and then look for the next step, which might be uncomfortable right now but soon will become more comfortable.
I'd love to go deeper into this idea of journaling. And what do you think journaling provides for people? Because I know you do talk about the importance of mentorship and this idea when we journal, we can be our own mentor. But like going deeper into that, like what do you think the benefits of journaling would be for someone who is looking to grow but might be fearful of it?
I love this question, and it's something that takes me some time, and it's also something that I forget to do.
Mhm.
But when my mind is racing and I'm feeling a lot of negativity, sometimes looking at it in black and white and going, how can I turn this into a positive, is super impactful. But it also helps you find commonalities in what your thought patterns are, and then whether they need to be addressed, like, hey, I need to change this into a more positive tone, or wow, I didn't realize that about myself. And I think those are really impactful moments for me that I've found recently in journaling. And I found that I was much more creative at coming up with answers to challenges than I ever have been before.
That's really beautiful. If there's one message you'd like to really leave everyone with today, what would that message be?
The message is that you need to find who you are and learn to love yourself. I think that's so important in today's society. Like we talked about, we're always comparing ourselves to other people, whether it's looks or thoughts or status or, you know, what kind of car we drive. We're always comparing ourselves. And when we compare ourselves, we tend to rob ourselves of who we really are. One of the most beautiful and impactful things I've heard recently has been, you know, if you look at yourself in a picture, you're often like critical of that picture, right? I don't remember where it was. It was something on Instagram, but it said, what if you shifted your focus to be that camera cannot capture my beauty? And it really hit home in so many ways in deciding my value, in making myself feel like strong and convicted in what I'm doing with my team, with my students, so many different things. And it changed my perspective. So instead of looking at a picture of myself and be going like, wow, you know, my makeup was bad for that day, or my hair was bad that day, or I don't look good, I look old. I shifted it to be that camera lens cannot capture the beauty of who I am. And sometimes people aren't ready for who you are, or they aren't ready to accept what you are sharing, or they aren't in a place financially to be able to work on what you're working on. And that's okay. Everybody has to start somewhere, and maybe they'll find that place with somebody else and then be able to elevate themselves to your level.
That's really beautiful. Thank you so much for coming on today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.